Previously on Court of Swords. Carrying the afflicted body of Ramos Krill, Berg and Maharib make their way to the former Monastery of the Sun. A crowd is gathered outside, farmers and villagers who have left their homes on a pilgrimage to this new power. Seeing that the occupants aren't exactly friendly with heaven, Maharib covers Berg's armor in an attempt to hide his affiliation. Further back along the road, Prosperous Rabbit, the father who took pity on Yotazo, convinces him to slow down a moment and reconsider why he's going to visit his father, what he really wants from that encounter. Rabbit tells Yota that the people have lost faith in the gods and instead have turned to their new leader, the King of Black Rivers. Inside the monastery, Maharib and Yota have a geomancer named Tanawat examine Ramos's body. He tells them that Ramos will recover in time. He has undergone a terrible spiritual shock, and his elements are all out of balance. Yota attempts to enter the monastery, but is rebuffed by guards who treat him unlike he's ever been treated. They have no love for heaven's chosen species here. After a bribe and some heated talk, they let him in to see Abbot Rama, the new name his father has been given. Yota enters and is reunited with his friends at their makeshift camp within the temple grounds.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Court of Swords. There was no countdown. Sorry to the cast for that.
You startled me.
Zeke is just kind of...
Live.
I am jarred.
You're jarred. Yeah. Also, Max, I think you're wearing the same shirt as last week, and you're the only one. Ha ha.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Boom! It's a different shirt. Woo!
I don't
Never
know.
worn this on cast before.
Maybe not.
Yeah, you don't know.
I have no
That's
idea.
the thing that sucks about these graphic shirts where it's like the design doesn't start until down here for being on camera.
Yeah.
It just looks like you're wearing a plain ass shirt. You're like, no, I like this shirt. It's cool.
Yeah. Also, Adam, you're fine. You're not wearing the same shirt, in case you were curious.
Thank you. Yeah, it's confusing for me because I own 17 of the same t-shirt.
Yeah.
So, I'm like a TV character. I look like I wear the same clothes every day, but really I'm rotating these black t-shirts around. It's worse in the summer, but yeah.
I'm getting like
I
that
know
with
I wash
joggers.
my clothes.
I'm getting like that with just sweatpants that are, the ones that are you can still be lazy, but if you were to go out to like the grocery store, you don't look like a complete bum because it's streetwear looking. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm getting like that where I just buy a shit ton of the ones that I like, and that's just the perfect streamer pants.
Yeah.
Well, what you got to do is you got to go out and get yourself a pair of selvage, Japanese denim jeans, because those you're not supposed to wash for the first 6 months, really break them in. And then you never have to think about changing your pants. You're like, no, I'm not just lazy. I'm working on my pants.
What?
I'm doing a work here with this Japanese denim. Yeah, it's totally a real thing. I mean, you do have to wash them, but
do you hand wash
you gotta,
them or something?
You give them time. No, you can just wash them in cold water. You just don't wash them a lot.
You're not even supposed to do that with good pair of jeans that aren't Japanese.
No.
You're not supposed to wash them nearly as much as people do. And they say, and no one does this that I know of. If they get, real funky or whatever, and you're trying to, you just freeze them. You put them in your freezer.
Put them in the freezer because it kills all the bacteria. That
kills
smells
all the bacteria,
bad.
and then you're good.
That's right, kids. Just put your clothes into the freezer right now. Just disrobe. Take off all your clothes. Just jam them in the freezer. You smell like bacteria, and everybody can tell, and nobody said anything to you. So
right now. We'll
get
wait.
on it. Just right now. Just do it. Just rip your clothes off. Throw them in the freezer.
And then you can take pictures to Ezekiel3@gmail.com.
I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you're at school. I don't care where you are. Just rip them clothes off. Huck them in the freezer.
That's too much work.
You can tell
man.
them Adam made me do it.
I don't even separate my colors. I just put everything in the wash, fucking put some soap in there and hit start. And then I
Nah, dude, that's the thing. You just only own clothes that are one color, and then when you go to buy detergent, you buy the super good black detergent, and then they're good. You don't have to worry about it. I don't have any clothes. I've got some slightly dark grays, and then I'm fine. And now all my clothes I can just wash them all at once. I don't have to worry about bleed or any of that shit.
It's too much work.
Well, you can always just put your pants in the freezer.
Yeah. Color catchers are a wonderful thing. You use those, JP, when you wash it all together?
What is this?
The I don't know if it's Tide or Clorox or some shit that has the color catcher things, little white sheets you throw in there that catches the colors bleeding if they were to bleed together. Like if you throw a new shirt in there that has a vibrant color that might have bled into your other stuff, that
I don't even care about that. Whites. I just wash it all together.
There you go. All right.
All my shirts have a gray scale to the color. They're not vibrant. That's just my mood.
Yeah.
That's just how I roll.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a muted palette.
Yeah.
It's a muted palette. That's cool. Right. That's a look.
It's a look. Yeah.
You got that. You got periwinkle. You got olive. Other colors that are like a regular color but more boring.
Yep.
Like as if you were looking through them at a fog.
That's my brand.
That's good. That's
like
fine.
other things, but a little more boring. Just slightly, just like the like
Yeah,
maybe a
imagine the
third.
most beautiful color you could think of, and then just turn the saturation down like 80%
Yeah.
until it kind of looks like you're looking at it. It's the bottom of a pond of like scummy, like dishwater at the end of a long night of doing dishes. Yeah, it's like that. That's the JP
JCPenney's
jam.
presents the JP collection. We call it
right.
Depressing Easter.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, the subtitle of the ad campaign for that is it supposed to be this color? Yes, it is.
That's it. That's it. We're gonna make millions
Into
out
it.
of it. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a huge product line. Anyways, we'll go around and see what everyone's up to. Dan, I'm glad you were able to get anywhere. Actually, just to go outside your house. I'm glad that was a thing that occurred today. How's Snow Apocalypse 2019 there?
In Seattle, we only get about 6 inches of snow an entire year, and sometimes none at all. So we got almost 15 plus inches of snow in the past couple of days, and the city doesn't know how to handle that much snow. So everyone's was stuck indoors for a few days because we don't have enough like infrastructure to deal with it, especially out here in the suburbs where I am. So like most of the streets are still unplowed. There's no salt because it's bad for the environment. And, and
the disdain for which you just said that. Like Dan is just like, if the ocean were standing in front of Dan right now, if fucking Mother Nature walked in on Dan would be like, shut up, bitch, and slap her in the face. Like, damn, Dan, it's cold. You live there in the world.
I know. I'm from Ohio where like they have I would drive by mountains of salt because they just have stockpiles of salt all the time. And like the slightest bit of snow, they just dump it all over the roads everywhere. But, so there'd be salt everywhere and it'd wreck your undercarriage. But the ice wasn't really much of a problem. And you can like the past couple of days, we would have had school. The roads would have been drivable. People would have been on the roads and not. But here in Seattle, we just don't have the infrastructure to deal with this much snow ever. It just doesn't happen enough.
Yeah.
So it's just like they call it snow apocalypse because we just don't know how to deal with all the snow.
Are you getting more? Is it over? Is it stopped?
It's over, I think.
Okay.
For now, and it's going to be like warm enough for the next few days to melt most of it off.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're back to normal after this.
For the
Well, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch
beautiful,
out for you gotta watch out for the refreeze though.
That's the
like
thing,
that's when
yeah.
it gets real bad. Yeah, it's like there's a bunch of snow and then it kind of melts and you're like, yeah, we're gonna be good. And then it's like, actually, it's gonna be like super cold overnight. And the next day, everything is fucking frozen to everything else. You can't even open your front door. You're trapped.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta
The
watch.
roads are just like covered in water right now. It's so wet out there
Yeah.
because it's all melting. Yeah. If I don't get home before it goes below freezing, like I'll probably get stuck on the road because there's the ice. I got to make sure I get home before it gets cold enough.
Jesus. Sounds tough out there, Dan, but I appreciate you making it to the studio.
Yeah, and it's hilarious because Waffle drove to the office early this morning before me,
Okay.
and I can see his car out there in the parking lot. He got stuck about halfway, and when I came just a few hours ago, it was nice and plowed for me, but the plow guy went right around his car, so he has this mountain of snow all around his car
Oh,
in the middle of the parking lot.
That
Like
sucks.
It's funny, but it sucks.
Yeah. You should just go buy a shovel. Just take your car, go buy a shovel, come back, give it to him and say, have fun. Just go home.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry early Christmas. Happy Valentine's Day. That's what it is.
24 hours stream.
Yeah.
Give the snow, give the shovelers more time. Maybe order some supplies. I don't know. DoorDash some food.
I don't know. Just DoorDash some salt. Just get some table salt and sprinkle it out there and see what happens.
Give me lots of salt packets. I'm gonna dump them.
Yeah, individual salt packets. That's what you should give Waffle. Just give him some individual salt.
There you go. Just throw it on there.
It's not the same.
Oh God, that'd be good. That'd be good. Have you been playing anything? You've been not able to stream, Dan, so I'm not sure. And also, I've just been playing way too much Apex Legends, so I'm not sure what you've been playing.
I've been doing real ghetto streams, like real like old school Justin TV quality level on my
Nice.
old computers and stuff because they didn't really have a proper setup going. So
Yeah.
I'm like retro stream time, and
It's
but
a
I
good
did
way
get
to
to
spin
play.
it.
Yeah, I did get to play
Mhm.
the new Civ 6 expansion
Hmm.
that comes out in this week. If you like Civ and you thought that 6 was lacking on a little bit of micromanaging stuff, this one like really hammers out the last few details that were kind of missing in addition to the other expansion pack. So the
Nice.
game's like most Firaxis games, it's starting to feel complete now with all the expansions in there.
Now, a week after playing Anno 1800, did you just wish you were playing Anno 1800 instead?
Game's so good.
Yes, that game is amazing, but they are very different kinds of games.
That's
So,
true.
But yeah, I love Civ and it's a good one.
Okay.
But Anno is definitely probably one of my favorite city builders that's out there.
Yeah, I would agree. And I've only played the beta.
Yeah.
I've never played any other. So, yeah, I'm excited for, is that April? I guess is when that comes out.
April is like,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so long
If
away
you-
though.
If you guys can't wait, Anno 1404 is on Steam. It's called Dawn of Discovery, and it's really good, and it's very similar to 1800.
I
Yeah, I've had
might
a
just
bunch
do
of people
that
say
just
that
to kind of
before.
hype myself for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is the first Anno game that I'd played, and I didn't realize they were as good as they were. I bought Anno 2040 something or whatever, the futuristic one, because it looked kind of neat, but I never got around to playing it. But yeah, that hits all the right notes for me as far as like a city builder. It's done really well. And
Yeah.
I mean, I told you, like I couldn't sleep. I don't know if I told you guys on the cast or whatever, but I couldn't sleep one of these nights, and I had I just got up at like 7 a.m. and started playing Anno 1800 because I knew the beta was going to go down later that day, or should have already been down, but they extended it like a little bit longer unofficially. And I just played for like a solid 8 hours.
Yeah, I remember.
It's
you
like, oh
mentioning
shit,
that.
it's the afternoon. Fuck.
That happens. It's those type
Can't
of
wait to play
games.
more of it.
Max, I'm curious as to why no Apex Legends. I figured you'd be all over that shit, but you've been doing everything but Sea of Thieves in it,
Nah.
playing some early access stuff, kind of all over the place.
Apex Legends is cool, but I've realized that the unless I'm playing like with a good team, a solid team that I like work, like you or me and like someone else that we play together like that. It's just the cycle is this with BR with me.
Uh-huh.
I get in, I play it because it's new. It seems like it's fun. I'm like, ooh, this is a new game, Apex Legends. Pretty cool. Wow, made well, free to play, really, really neat. Then I go and play other variety games, inevitably, because that's what my channel is, variety. I come back to BR game. Everyone's a god. They're sweaty. They're try hard. They're all calling themselves pros, and I get dumped on, and I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna have fun with this game again. So I've sort of kind of realized that. So I feel like with most BRs, unless it's something special, like where it breaks the mold in that regard, and it's easier for me to like retain the ability to play it at an effective level.
Yeah.
I probably won't play it a lot because I feel like that game, unless your community really likes it and it's doing great for, like, it does not benefit me at all. Like, viewership is not, it's already oversaturated. It just came out.
Yeah.
I just want to know how you know they're sweaty.
Huh?
Because Max has been one of those.
Their
people.
play style, they're hot micing.
Yeah.
You can hear the sweat hitting their
Dude,
mic,
see that? I've been enjoying just soloing, which is rare for me in a BR game. But I'll queue up with randoms, and some of the people you get there are some interesting characters. I had a guy who, I forgot what his name, something HD, and I was playing with Elspeth, whose name is Spliff on Origin, Spliff something or other.
Yeah.
And the entire time he just kept talking to us about smoking weed, like very in depth, like how to roll a spliff, like the percentages of tobacco to like it was some good chatter. He was awful at the game, but it was just funny to have him on comps with us.
Suave the Boy HD.
I think that might have been him. Yeah,
Didn't we play with Suave?
I don't know.
No, somebody. I think I've played with that guy before, but he didn't talk.
Yeah, there's also my other favorite that I've actually had on my team twice and been killed by is stupid_Sint, which is obviously the name he wanted when he created that one. But he's just like
SENT, like past tense of scent.
SINT. Yeah.
That's not even a word.
Well, it's close to the U on the keyboard, Adam.
True.
Didn't think of that, huh?
Yeah.
Did you?
I mean,
And he's the nicest
I wouldn't-
person ever. He's like, hey guys, we've there's some body armor over here. If anyone, here's the ping. I'm gonna wait here and guard it for you. It's stupid sin.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Wow, that's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, I love it.
You guys like the Peacekeeper?
Yeah, I got a peacekeeper for you here. It's good stuff. I was having fun with it. But yeah, I saw you not playing, so I was curious as to why. But I totally understand what you're saying.
Like if you wanted to play it and stuff, and I know like with friends, I would do it, but I don't think I would just. It's never going to be. I'm surprised people like watching it on your channel as much as they do. It's odd for me that a lot of people like watching it for certain channels like that. I'm like, I don't know if it would resonate with their audience. People have been watching it. I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah, JP, I don't know why people watch your channel either.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm still trying to figure that out.
For BRs. He doesn't play BRs all the time.
See, I think that's something that happened a long time ago. Because I actually started in like FPS games, but then I played StarCraft and now I play D&D. So they're like, that guy just rolls dice. He doesn't actually play video games. What are you fucking talking about?
Honestly, what it is I forget that you're actually pretty good at like FPS kind of stuff when you like hunker down and focus on it. I slowly feel like I'm just losing that ability to do it.
Well,
every now and then I have my moments, but man.
After 36
I had a moment
hours
a little while ago.
Eyes hurt.
I had a moment a little while ago where I was looking at Twitter and I was seeing everybody being like, "Yeah, who wants to play Apex?" and people getting like paired up, and I'm like, "Man, why doesn't anybody invite me to play this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's because I suck. I'm terrible at these, and it would just be bad for everybody." So like, I just got to remember, like, nope, it's good for me. It's good for them. Don't invite me to this shit, please. You're doing it good.
I've been playing a lot with really anyone that asks, I'll play. So if you want to play, just feel free. But Dodger has been playing a lot, and Elsbeth have been playing a lot, and playing with them is Elsbeth streams don't like silence at all. So there's always something being said. And Dodger is just all about anime and coffee. So it's a real fun game when you just have Elspeth.
Are these people not? Did they not mute their mic?
No, they have open mics.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
But I like it. I like it because I'm just like fucking try hard and sweaty over here, like Max said. And Dodger's like, man, so this coffee's really good. It's got beans from fucking, I don't know.
You don't have to produce your own content. They'll just do it for you. So I like this, JP. I've been noticing this because like I feel like JP is just like lurking on Twitter.
After 6 years?
Watch. So I noticed this. So JP just like lurking on Twitter because I've seen a few times now where people that we both know will just start having a conversation about Apex and be like, hey, I was going to be online at this time and like play Apex. And I'm like, oh, I'll play with you. And then JP just like slides into the thread like, yo, what's up? Can I play Apex with you guys? Like just on it, just ready. Like I wasn't going to stream, but like I'll get it. You guys, can I get on that?
That's true.
It's good. You're an opportunist. I like it.
Yeah,
it's good.
And now they message me, Adam, and now they message me. All right.
That's right. That's how you get in.
That's how it works. Yeah. That's how it goes down. Anyways.
Apex. I'll play it with you if you'll have
we got
me.
Anthem
I don't know.
To play now on Friday. We're gonna.
That's true. Yeah, we're gonna do fuck Apex. Let's do Anthem. That one's.
I'm so
I like that one.
Bewildered by EA's plan. Like, all right, we're gonna launch this like huge. We're gonna stealth launch this giant BR game. Right. It's gonna take over the internet. 25 million players in 1 week. And then 1 week later, we're going to launch another big title and it's going to do fucking awful. Let's see how it works out, guys. We'll see what happens to Anthem on Friday.
The Anthem team can't be too happy about that.
Yeah.
You said awful. Did you mean awesome, sir?
I mean awesome. Sorry, you're right. You're right, Job. Yeah. What, Joe, what's her name? Bob? Joe Bob?
Job, sir.
One of those? Job? I don't know. Anyways, that's correct.
And that's plausible deniability. That's how you kill a studio, right? We are like, all right, Anthem team, you did a great job. You put all your work into this game. Your launch is coming up next week. But before we get to that, we're going to launch this other game that's going to be huge and everybody's going to love it. And then you're going to fucking fail and it'll be all your fault and not my fault at all.
Yep.
Why wasn't your game better? It would have performed better if you just, made it good like this other game we put out a fucking week before. What a bunch of dicks. Fuck you guys.
Excuse me, Adam, I'll have you know that BioWare's Casey Hudson said that Mass Effect is very much live and that they're working to get back to that as soon as possible.
I'm amazed that he can manage to get those words out with EA's dick in his mouth.
Imagine.
I think
Casey Hudson's a pretty nice guy, so I don't know if that's warranted. But
I will not have you besmirch the name of Casey Hudson.
Here's the thing. He's talking about a fucking Mass Effect game 3 days out from their biggest launch in years.
I
That's,
know. It didn't
that's
make
the
sense to
scary
me.
part to me is like,
I was happy to hear that Mass Effect was still, like in Casey's mind, but yeah. What does that mean for like your game Anthem isn't even out? It's not even out yet.
and that was the headline is, oh yeah, Mass Effect we're still doing something.
You know what though? You could just, it could have been, it's fucking IGN that did it too. So they could have gone there.
Yeah.
Interviewed about Anthem. That's the premise. Like, okay, what's going on at BioWare? How's Anthem going? You guys are about to drop this. And then Casey Hudson answers one question mentioning Mass Effect. And he's like, yeah, we're not giving up on Mass Effect. That'd eventually be something we circle back to. Casey Hudson says Mass Effect's alive. That's what he's about. Like,
Yeah.
He said he doesn't give a shit about Anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be
It's not good
playing
for anybody.
Anthem. I liked it.
Nope.
Yeah, we're gonna be checking it out. I enjoyed it too.
I was surprised. I think we both were pleasantly surprised when we played it with Strippin. It was really fun.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I hope the servers stay up.
It's a basic like a biological fundament, right? Like if you eat a giant fucking bag of Big Macs, an hour later, someone can put like the most delicious, delicate piece of sushi in front of you, and you'd be like, "Man, I'm still fucking sick off all those Big Macs. Like, I really want to eat that, but I'm not going to enjoy it, even if it's the most delicious thing I've ever put in my mouth." So,
Yeah.
it's not fair.
Or you just eat it, which is my life.
I'd eat it.
Well, yeah, you eat it, but you're not going to like it. It's not going to be like enjoyable in the same way you would be if you were fucking hungry for it.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Yeah.
Adam, what have you been up to the past week besides not playing Apex Legends?
No, I'm playing Apex Legends. I've been playing Resident Evil, which I forgot was just like an adventure game with zombies.
Yeah.
It's fun, but it's like I totally forgot all of that horseshit. I was like, yeah, it's like a scary game with zombies, and they try to bite you, and you shoot at them. And then I played it. I'm like, oh no, like you collect things and you pixel bitch on stuff, and you got to run through the same hallway 86,000 fucking times. So yeah, I'm being reminded of the 90s design that you can put a glossy new like coat on it. It looks great, fun to play, but the gameplay elements are still just like collect some chess pieces and you plug them in to do this puzzle, and you're like, no, why, Japan? Why did you do this?
I got pissed at the lockers in the demo. I was like, what the fuck? The button's not there? I can't open this fucking locker because the button's not there.
Use
and
your
I gotta go hunt for the
fingers.
button?
Just push the button with your fingers. You
That's exactly
fucking
what I said on
idiots.
Gas.
You can
I'm like,
ruin
why
a
can't
lot
I
of
fucking
things real
mash
quick
my
if you
shit
break
in there?
that wall. Because now I really enjoyed Resident Evil 2, but now I'm thinking he had a shotgun and he couldn't get through a wooden door. Come on now. I don't need a red
Right?
fucking key. I got a shotgun.
No, you know what? Next time I'm over at your house, JP, I'm gonna pry the WSD keys off your keyboard.
I'm fucked.
You're
What am I gonna do?
screwed, buddy. I'm gonna hide them. I'm gonna hide them in 4 different places around your house. So you gotta
fucked up.
collect them all before you can play fucking Apex again. Yeah. So I've been playing that. I don't have a ton of time for the video games because I've been doing all this RPG stuff. But I've been listening to a podcast. It's not a new podcast, but it's relatively new to me, called Last Podcast on the Left. And now, after like 4 episodes, I am an expert on fucking Jonestown and the Men in Black and Aum Shinrikyo. I'm learning about cults for days. It's
Nice.
great. It's so fun. And it's really cool because the early episodes, the dudes in it are like, as far as I can tell, like comedians. And one of the guys like works for something in Fox News or whatever. And I was like, these guys are going to be a-holes, like real a-holes. And for the early episodes, like within the first 100, I'm like, oh, I was right. They're douchebags. I can't handle this. But now I'm listening to the ones like in the 300s. I'm like, oh, they improved as humans. Like their jokes are still super funny, but they're like not making fun of like people who are like at the bottom of the social ladder. Now they're just like, but actually, let's make fun of like the government. And it's really funny. They're really good. So like if it's a podcast that you are interested in listening to, just keep in mind that like the early stuff, you're like, oh, guys, they get better. But yeah, so now I'm like a fucking expert on all kinds of weird shit that I do not need to be an expert on. But if you're curious about like weird occult shit in the government or like the size of Rasputin's dick, I have got you covered.
Great.
I am an expert on that situation now. Yeah.
good.
That's pretty much just been what I've been doing. I've been it's fucking snowy as shit up here too. So
Yeah.
like today I was like, I gotta go to the post office and pick up a package. And instead of just going and getting into my car and driving to the post office like I normally do, my car is under 7,000 feet of snow. I can't even see it. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to walk to the post office. So an hour and a half later, I get home and I'm all hot and exhausted, but I did it. But now everything takes forever. So yeah, I feel you, Dan. I feel you. It's like as the snow that happened in Seattle has just continued here. It has not stopped. And I think eventually I am just going to be snowed in completely into my house, and I will go into the sleep of a Canadian winter. Well, and I know, and that's the thing, right, Max? Like, we're all up here in the Pacific Northwest whining about this shit, and you're like, "What's up, Chicago? It's for real down here."
We just had our snow melt, and it's coming right back, and I'm not surprised
we
at
got
all.
more snow this weekend.
Not surprised. It's snowing right now.
Yeah.
But thankfully, internet and power outages are not happening, so that's cool.
Yeah, that was I was.
Fuck! I just said it. Now it's gonna happen. I'm
That was
sorry.
shitty.
what
When it
did you
snows,
do?
it like knocks your internet out. Are they not
That was
buried
dumb.
lines?
That doesn't usually happen. I think it's because it was the combination of like ice and sleet storms, and then right after it was really kick-ass wind that was fucking everything up. So it was just like the combo, the little wombo combo there of just the two different elements happening. But yeah, it's fine now. They're out there shoveling and doing stuff. Thankfully, I'm in a neighborhood too where the like HOA and all that shit, they hire people to just do that. So I'm like, snow. All right, I'll go attempt to go somewhere when they shovel it for me at like 4 in the
Snowplow
morning.
comes at 4 a.m. every morning, bright and early. It's fucking great.
Same.
Just the most annoying sound. I mean, the greatest sound to wake up to at 4 a.m. is just.
Yep. Oh God, that comes through a lot on your mic.
Yeah, it does.
Who
Real
would have
crisp.
thought? Who would have thought that taking a giant chunk of metal and just putting it on the road and then shoving it as hard as you can with a truck made a horrible noise? Go figure.
We get that
Yeah.
again.
First-
Real quick for everybody.
The first time it happened, I woke up. I'm not going to do it. First time it happened, I woke up and I was just freaking the fuck out. And Aaron slept through it apparently, but I'm freaking out. The cats are running around the house at Mach 10. I don't know what the hell's happening. I look outside. It's just some jackass drinking a coffee, plowing the snow. So now I know. Now I got to get used to it. That's the Midwest. Zeke, last but not Zleek.
Wow. That's,
Nope.
I think you have to pay me now that I've heard
do
that.
another take of that. So just keep rolling.
I think I need.
See you guys next. I'm out.
yeah. Yeah, that was bad.
Look at, did you see the back of his shirt? You can tell he fucks up his laundry. Look at all those spots on there.
Yeah.
There's so many spots on there. Zeke, what were you up to?
Thank you for asking me last because I was in a match and I couldn't leave. I'm sorry. I was in fact playing Magic and it was a long ass match and it just stretched out forever. And I finally pulled out the victory. So thank you for doing me last. However, I'm doing wonderful. I am currently playing an older game, but a remake of that older game, No More Heroes, which came out in 2007 for the Wii, but was remade in 2011 for the PS3. And I'm playing it because of a suggestion from one of my mods. Thought that I would really enjoy it. And turns out it's fucking hilarious. And it's great. It's like Suda 51, so it's appropriately weird and masculine, like male fantasy shit, like anime and like all that kind of stuff. Like you're Travis Touchdown and you're Travis Touchdown. I mean, come on. You're a badass, like I don't know, late teens, early 20s, I want to say.
Dude's name is Travis Touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am probably better than the original, which I think was Henry Handjob. I think was his original name. So it's it's an improvement.
Mike Truck's in the game. Yeah, he's the big bad.
Fucking Mike Truck. Mike Truck for president. Let's do it.
Mike Truck. It's a truck touchdown ticket this year running for president.
Mike Truck.
President, vice president.
This is my running mate. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, but it's great though. It's just a lot of hack and slashy, but there's also like there's great music. There's boss fights are fantastic. They're different. It kind of reminds me of Afro Samurai, where he's not like the feel of it, but like the the through line of the story, he's trying to become the best assassin. Like Afro Samurai is trying to get the #1 headband or whatever.
Yeah.
And he has to beat all the assassins like along the way. And that's kind of like every boss fight. You're beating an assassin and taking their spot and that kind of shit. And it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's you don't have to think too much. And there's a lot of hilarity. I will say it's been a fucking nightmare with controls because the port of it is not great. Like the technical aspect of it is not great.
That sucks.
So I tried to play it with I bought a brand new like PlayStation 3 DualShock. It's a DualShock 3 6-axis because you have to do like motions in the game to like you have to jerk off basically to get your sword energy
back in there. So that was interesting.
Same. That's real. That's just a real life thing.
It'll bring
have to jerk off to get your sword. It's a prompt. It says pleasure.
It's not a video.
Yeah,
it's not a video game thing. That's in real life. Like if you want your sword to work properly, you gotta. Like that's the rule.
My buddy and Mod Sitley made like I don't know, was it 12 minutes videos of me just recharging my sword? Just me doing like
that's just the action to do it, right?
Like that. Huh. I'm not kidding you. It shows the controller, the motion controller, and it's just up and down. It's like a motion controlled flashlight. You know those flashlights that you can just shake.
Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah. That's like kind of the beam saber thing. And they rip off Star Wars like so hard, but like in music and some of the weapons and stuff like that. But it's different enough that it's like they towed the line of like copyright infringement and shit like that. Like in music and stuff, it's great. But yeah, there's a lot of this. And I had to find one of these. I had to find the companion to the motion control.
I didn't even know they still made
in order
those.
to play it properly. And the first one I bought, the up of the stick stuck. So every time I was driving, it would be like just like fucking right into a wall. So I got a new one. I got to exchange. So hopefully, and it doesn't seem like it's sticky, but yeah. So it was a nightmare to try and get the fucking controls to work. But now that it is, it's a fantastic game, and I'm going to be finishing it Thursday or Friday.
Awesome. Well, we'll look into that tomorrow.
Yep.
On
other than that, Magic.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. It's time for everyone's favorite segment of the show. Did Max make goals?
So my new favorite
yesterday, JP. Well, that's the thing. I my internet cut off at the end of or in the middle of last week's episode, so it was hard for me to know exactly where we cut off. 2 of my goals still exist. I think one of them I'm being told that you gave me XP.
I gave you XP. I did it for you. I put it on your character sheet. You resolved.
Cool. Oh, so it's already on there.
Yeah.
Nice. Look at you.
You're
such a good DM. This is the only time I'm saying this.
No,
Every other time
that's fine.
I'll be editing the VOD, Max, for after that.
You're like, don't worry.
Like,
that won't come
we
true.
Just lost,
that won't come true.
Just lost 30 seconds for some reason.
Yeah.
It wasn't all the
JP's
fucking...
voice. Piece of shit.
Right. Exactly. Thanks for all your help, Mr. Black. So yeah, Berg, the current goals are find a way to overcome my fear and protect Yotazo from his father's corruption.
Right, yeah.
And then you have a blank spot. What would you like?
How much can I get?
Would you like it to be?
Do you remember how much I got for help with Maharib?
Probably like 3,000 or so.
An amount, yeah.
Yeah, it was 3. It was a medium goal, I think.
Really not that far away from next level too. That's pretty crazy.
I know. Well, I mean, you missed. Yeah, like JP leveled. So Maharib's 12.
He's level 12. There's 12.
Yeah,
or he's 12.
Yeah. So we're crawling.
Wow.
We're crawling towards endgame.
Did you get anything dope there with that?
Yeah. What feat did you take?
I haven't chosen it yet. It's one of the things that I want to read
let
through.
me know when you
okay.
pick it.
Nice.
Yeah. We had this very during the pre-show, we had this perfect like little moment where, and this so encapsulates the way that Court of Swords works, where JP asked me a question and I answered, but I was only half right, and then Dan very kindly was like, mostly, here's the real answer, and then we all got it right, and it worked out great. It was just real nice. I was like, I think this is how it works, and Dan was like, kinda, you're kinda there, you almost got it. Player rules, I don't know. So yeah, you got one new goal if you want to keep those other 2. If you think that there is something like in the monastery that will help you overcome your fear.
Yeah, you never know. And I was also thinking it might be a discussion with the other players, at some point, maybe. If it comes in this episode, great. If not, that seems like one it's worth it to keep in there because it will improve Berg overall. And it seems like a pretty good narrative thing for Berg to overcome. So I think there should be a fair bit.
I think we're not done. Yeah, I think we're not done with that one yet. And if you feel like, okay, you know what, I'm not interested in it, then yeah, let it go. But like, yeah, drive towards it. Right? Push for it. Okay. So what do you want your third one to be? So you're in the monastery now. Yeah. So you're in the monastery now. Ramos is ill, but with rest and like time, his soul will unfurl and return him to consciousness. They said something about music perhaps helping. So maybe
playing the lute.
Maybe awaken Ramos from his slumber with my beautiful jams. Could be an option.
That could be it. I was going to say it could be something. Chat was suggesting that too, but I didn't know if you were going to allow that because it's like one of those things that probably is just going to happen anyways. So,
I mean, if you make it, use my musical talents to awaken Ramos, there'll be a roll, and if you succeed, then you'll get it. And if you fail, at least you'll get working towards it XP.
Let's do it. I like the sound of it. I like the sound of it, Adam. The sound. Because it's a musical instrument. I'll see you guys later.
No, mine is better, Max. Mine is better.
Awaken Ramos from his slumber with a sweet jam. All right. Better in the sense of being worse, which is the opposite of what that word means. Okay, cool. And then otherwise, overcome your fear and protect Yota. All right, good.
Yep.
I dig it.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yota Zo. I have your goals currently set. Do you want to keep some? Want to change them? What do you want to do?
I have find out the identity of Gravedirt. I still want to do that. Find out if this key to heaven
can we talk about that one for a second? So
I actually did. Yes, I wanted to talk about that.
What do you consider the identity of Gravedirt? Because you know her full name, you know what it is that she does. Well, you know her title. She gave up her name, but you know, like, are you trying to find out who she used to be, or like some particular thing about? How can you really know a person, right? How are we going to know that you did this? Okay.
Yeah, I want to change it. I want to change it to. I mean, it would be two goals where it was. I want to meet somebody. Like I want to like.
Because you want to have it out with. Have it out with father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can have both, but like meeting somebody isn't gonna be. It's not gonna be that. Like you'll get a pittance. You'll get the least amount of experience I can give you, because that's what the narrative is already shunting you in that direction.
Right.
Which is fine. Like, but maybe there's something you want to get out of that meeting.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's
you're
the thing,
being you were told you can't see the abbot Rama. He is in sacred meditation, and if you want access to him, you got to go through High Mistress Gravedirt, who runs this joint. Right? She's got to give you permission to go and see your father.
Yep. Get permission from Gravedirt to see my father. How was that?
Yes.
Okay. From now, is Gravedirt one word?
It's two. Yeah.
Okay.
What's her full name is something absurd, like mouthful of worm-ridden Gravedirt.
Yeah.
So Gravedirt is two words.
Okay. Get permission from Gravedirt to see father. Find out if this key to heaven is real. Is that like too vague, or is that something that's accomplishable?
Yeah. I mean, it's accomplishable. You'll have to find someone that can tell you that or test it, right?
Yeah. That's why I'm
the easiest way to figure out if a key is it opens the door.
True, but also like we kind of need to know where it is, right? Where the door is. We have Ramos sort of knows. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a vision of it. It's somewhere around here.
Okay. How about, what if it was just use the key on the door? Is that doable?
Use key on door. You don't see a door around here anywhere.
Okay, there we go. Find the door to heaven.
You want to set your goal to go north? Okay. Find
the door to heaven if it exists.
Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't exist, then you cannot find it. So you will at least confirm that that's not possible. So maybe like confirm the existence of the doorway to heaven. Because if you say find it, then you might not like.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Confirm the existence.
Got it. Make sure that it's not bullshit, and then the key is a separate thing. Okay, so you got your get permission, have it out with Pops, and then confirm the existence of the door. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Maharib, I have your reconcile with Yotazo ... I have that one. You want to keep that one?
Yep.
Okay. And then figure out what happened to Ramos.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want for your third one?
The third one, I'm going to start down. I would think this is a difficult one, at least one that I'll be working on for a while. I want to form an alliance between the Embers of Emix and whatever this group's name is. I don't know if we have an actual name for them yet.
Oh, like the People's Revolutionary Army of the King of Black Rivers, whatever, like the fucking Viet Minh. Yeah, okay.
Whatever their name is.
The Embers and I guess I'll come up with a name for them, but like the servants of the King of Black Rivers.
Okay.
Though they wouldn't call themselves that. Okay.
I'm just going to put let's call them the Black River Folk. I like that. That's not, it's very
the rivers aren't black though, because they're just like the true citizens of what other people call the Court of Swords, but they have decided that it's something else. And the guy is called the King of Black Rivers because his magic like literally turned the rivers black and poisoned his enemies. But yeah, I'm sure they have a name. I'll make a note to come up with something.
Also, I wasn't going to mention it because you guys are doing stuff, but I think it's important because everyone likes the hurdy-gurdy. There's a fucking MIDI hurdy-gurdy that's like an electric one, and it looks so cool. The pre-order on it is 2 years. 2 years to get it. It sounds so badass and cool. And I was like, great, I don't have to upkeep it. It's fine. It's electric, Boogie woogie.
Right, of course.
Whatever. Yeah. Anyways, I'm very disappointed.
Also, I took the Great Weapon Fighter feat, or Great Weapon Master feat, sorry.
So what does that one do? That's the power attack one, right?
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't paste
like it's like sharpshooter, but
yeah, exactly. Should have pasted in the thing. I'm not sure if the overlays are messed up. But on your turn, you score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with 1. You can make a melee weapon attack as a bonus action.
Oh.
And before you make a melee attack with a heavy weapon that you're proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll. If it hits, then you add 10 damage to the attack.
Yes, so it's cleave and it's sharpshooter.
Yep.
So when you score a crit, okay, chat, you will have to help us remember. Maharib scores a crit, kills something with a crit, or reduces a creature to 0 hit points.
Yep.
With 1. Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks. All right. Good. Okay. And then lastly, Ramos. Buckle up. I hope you're ready for a nice 4-hour nap. Because if Berg fucks this roll up, that's it, man. You're asleep forever.
All right. First one. First one. Find out what Grave Dirt needs of me. What quest she needs.
Yeah.
Right now, I have no idea. Second one. Obtain a writ to practice spells in the monastery.
Right. Yeah.
And the last one will be find out how badly taking the monastery cost the Mara army, like how strong they are.
Oh yeah. Got it. Okay, Cool. So like basically like take stock of their forces and figure out kind of where they're at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sick. I dig it. Cool. Okay. All right.
All good?
Yeah, I'm just answering a message from Dan from Zeke, who was asking me something about his character. Okay, cool. So I think we actually start away from the PCs. So it's like it's nighttime. And outside, wherever we are, as we kind of fade in on the shot, outside of this space, we can hear insects chirping and buzzing. It's a constant sound in the Court of Swords, and we can see we're inside a sanctum of some kind. This is a room that once likely held a high priest or visiting dignitary, something like that. And most of the religious objects in the room have been removed, right? Statues taken away, tapestries yanked down, so we can see like empty rings hanging where tapestries might have been, scrape marks on the floor. The room has been cleared, but the furniture remains, right? There's a large wooden chair. There's a rug where you can see the marks where people kneeled on it before like a high priest. But in the chair, we see a woman. She's wearing a black and white silk kind of dress. She's not dressed for battle at all. She's dressed like a courtly, like a maiden of the Court of Swords. So she has this black dress on, and she has long, very glossy black hair, which has been done up in a like Queen Amidala cranked up to the max kind of hairdo. So there's all these like ivory pins in it, and it's quite complex. Bits of bone jewelry kind of hanging from it, and her face is painted. Her face is painted white, with black marks like under her eyes, and you can see that there are chains, 3 long kind of silver or platinum, maybe very delicate like chains, draped over her lap and onto the floor. They don't seem to terminate in anything. There's no collar or anything. They just lie kind of at her side, and she has one hand on the other end of the chains. And she's speaking as we kind of fade in with a figure who we can only see his back at first, but as the camera changes to reveal his face, we recognize this as the doctor, Dr. Tanawat, who spoke with you earlier. He looks, as before, nervous. He's a bit of a sweaty man to begin with, and he says, he's sort of saying like, yes, my liege, that's right. It appears that the son of Abbot Rama has returned, as of course you foresaw. She nods slightly at that, like, yes, I did. Thank you for remembering that. And he says, but the boy, he is lost. He comes here looking for answers, not vengeance, nor with a purpose. And she nods again, and he says, there are others. He has brought with them the Ramos krill, my liege. And her face betrays only the slightest emotion. Her lips curl slightly as if she's tasted something bitter. And he says, I know you said that it was not yet time, my lady, but the Ramos krill has arrived. I examined it myself, and it is appropriately envesseled, my liege. But unconscious still. Only an object, a tool. And she nods again for him to continue. And there are others, too, with them. Orcs, I think. Brutes. Bodyguards, perhaps. You have nothing to fear, my lady. We could simply send a poisoner, an assassin, a knife in the dark to kill the Ramos krill before And she holds up a delicate hand, and he stops. And she says, "Watch them. If it wakes, bring it to me." There's a faint rattling of the chains, and we see a kind of ephemeral sort of shape around her, like the bottom of her legs, like where the chains are, and then it fades, as if responding to some change in her emotional tenor. And then she waves a delicate hand as if like, "I'm done with you. Get the fuck out of here." And he backs away, like bowing to her, and we fade out with him. We crossfade over to the outside, the camp, where the group of you have found a spot to kind of just settle in. You're kind of out in the middle of the campgrounds, and and you've made a place to rest. Ramos is lying in state funereally, but the rest of you are there. Yota and Maharib, you've been reunited. So, what is the situation like when we tune in to the group of you?
I'm just chilling on the floor, Adam.
Okay, all right,
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, the role
Sick.
playing again,
Sick.
just 10 out of 10. This week,
I'm professional,
same as last.
a real
Can we
professional.
get a clip of that, please?
Yeah. Well, let's tune into Dan during last week. Dan, just stay still for a little bit. Episode 1 and 2 was really good for Ramos Krill. It was a landmark episode.
Yeah, really solid Ramos episode.
Yeah. No, I think maybe we start out with Yota like approaching whoever's on watch, because Max, we immediately left off. Yota got into the camp and basically, I don't know how he found his way to us. Either he asked guards or said that they walked through or something.
Oh, he did
like
come
that.
in. Okay. Good.
Yeah, he got in.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys aren't really good at being incognito.
No, we're Bert and what was the name?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
Bert,
right.
Kabir,
They
and
have,
Brian.
Brian,
they're operating under their secret names.
Yeah, our secret.
Thank you for
Brian the
reminding me.
unconscious, Bert, and Kabir.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
So I would prefer to start with Yota like walking up to our camp.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
perfect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whoever's on watch between me and Max would probably be the first person he interacts with. That doesn't matter to me, Max.
I'm not
Tell you
sure
what.
if it's watch time though, because I thought it was like dusk. Like it.
Yeah, it's
just-
like
the
night.
sun
Night is
just
night
went
is
down, yeah.
falling.
Okay, that's perfect.
But you don't. I mean, these guys don't. It's not like you trust the people that you are around, right? Like this is potentially still like enemy territory.
Yeah, we're potentially still in the lion's den, as it were.
Right. Okay.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm not saying there's not a watch. I'm saying that everybody's. I don't know if it's bedtime yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's just like somebody is keeping an eye on Ramos and somebody else is outside.
Old man Berg gets to bed pretty early, though. I don't know. He's
Same, man. You just can't adventure as long as you used to. Like,
yeah.
I remember when we used
Right.
to be able to force march 10, 20 hours a day, but not anymore.
Yeah.
So who's out there? Who do I see out there?
Max, I'm gonna roll D1. Unless you want to be by Ramos.
Roll a D1. I don't.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We'll do.
That's what I was gonna do, actually.
50 or 51 or higher. It's you. 21. All right. I'm outside.
Yeah.
Berg is inside.
So you see me walk up. I'm wearing they're clean-ish clothes, but they're definitely like peasant and sewn together clothes. Like
That's right.
yeah,
Different
I'm not
than what-
covered in mud anymore. I'm clean. I'm like my body is clean.
Have you ever worn
And,
armor, or is this a completely different look?
No, I don't wear armor.
Okay, I didn't
It's
think
just
so.
clothes. Yeah.
All right.
So I walk up. I've got my jug and all that stuff still on me. Just the outerwear is different. Is that you? It's I don't know why I asked if that was you. Of course it's you. No one sees me eye to eye for the most part, so hello.
I look right at you, then just kind of look off to the distance. Are you still drunk?
Not at the moment. I ran out and sobered up for the most part. And I can't, or the jug can't create anymore until the dawn. If I was going to be frank with you, it's making me a tad on edge, but it's, I feel like I should explain myself. After I looked in the mirror, something happened. I can't really remember what I saw, but whatever it was, it's put a stain on my soul, or it's hard to explain, but the only thing that takes that away is the drink, and I'm sorry for behaving like a fool, like I was. That's all, I guess.
Yeah, I look back at you, make eye contact. Yeah, I'm sorry for my comment as well. It was made from anger. Perhaps you should try not drinking and let that pain fester for a while. Learn something about yourself rather than hiding it.
Someone that I was, well, you saw them, the farmer and his family were there, and turns out that he was quite the sage. Had very good advice for me. He asked to take the wine jug from me, and I couldn't give it to him because it holds a connection to me, and it'd be like trying to give him my arm or my trunk. I couldn't part with it. But and you see like him, like you see Yota like scratch the side of his face, and his hands are just fucking like shaking. Because like,
yeah, I love that, like, we know mechanically that some of those things are true, but it really just sounds like a bunch of alcoholic bullshit. Like,
right.
I can't, it's magic. I can't give it up. You see, you don't understand. I gotta have it. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, yep, sure, it's magic. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, you see his hand like shaking as he scratches his face, and then he like looks down and he looks back up at you. And now, Adam, I have a question for you. As far as the condition goes,
Yes.
because what I want to do, and I'm sorry, I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but I kind of have to. I want to give him. I want to give Maharib the jug.
Yeah, I mean, you can do. You're not under any mechanical compulsion to do or not do anything. Like it.
Okay.
It's just a new thing you believe.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I oh, this is gonna be fun. All right. So I unstrap the wine teru from my shoulder, and I think about like holding it out, but it's fucking too heavy, so I just have to I just drop it on the ground. 12-pound jug just on the ground. And I
mean, unless Maharib like catches it or like takes it, right? Like we can see your arms like shaking and you hold it out.
Yeah.
No, I think if it drops,
What do you do? Yeah.
Unless it's gonna shatter. I mean, I would know.
No, it's magic. It takes more than like a hard drop into the mud to fuck with it.
Yeah, I let it.
And I use it as a weapon too. So
yeah. Okay, sure. I let it drop.
So I drop it on the ground, poof, and I go, until I feel like myself, I feel like I can be trusted. What I'm trying to say is I can't trust myself, so I have to put my trust in someone, and I hope that can be you. I need you to take this from me because I can't give it to you. Will you do that?
Yes, of course. What? Just hand me the jug. It's as simple as that. I reach down to grab it.
I have to physically stop myself from batting your arm away and shit like that. But I just turn my back on it. I just turn around and I just close my eyes as fucking hard as I can.
When you
Please,
turn your
just keep it with you and don't let me have it back until you feel like you can trust me with it.
Yeah, I grab it, kind of put it behind me, and you have emotional ties to this object. Is that what I'm understanding? We can't just get rid of it?
The object isn't the problem. It's what's inside of it. It can be filled every new dawn. And what I want you to do is hold it until dawn and make sure that when the time comes that I don't fill it with anything but water.
It can also make mayonnaise
and honey and acid.
That's right.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking in the bottom of the jug then. I look back. All right, consider it done. Every morning I will pour it out.
I will meet you in the morning. I will create the water and show you that's what's inside of it. And I hope you can trust me to keep it because it is kind of part of my self-defense. All right. And I kind of I turn around and I kind of shakily try to find a wall to lean on.
Yeah, totally. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I mean, clearly, take inspiration. Maharib, so you're standing there, you watch him, you're holding that jug. You do anything with it or say anything? You just kind of let him.
No, I just position it behind me, so if he wants it, he has to come through me, basically. I think once I see him collect himself, basically, I state, we found a priest who assessed Ramos and gave us some sort of, I'm not sure, incense to burn, and learned that Berg can play an instrument. That was what was prescribed. So I'm standing out here so I don't have to hear it. He's inside if you wish to partake.
So any sort of distraction right now would be welcomed. Is Ramos any change at all? This is the only way that you found?
That's what we were told. I don't know. The
Who
people
told
here,
you?
The priest. It seemed like a nice person. I don't know. I was expecting the worst when we came in, but this is not the worst. I'll say that. Anyways,
Very well.
Berg would be delighted.
How much
to see
did you
that
have
way.
to pay to get in here, by the way?
How much did you have to pay to get in here?
That's not a good sign.
Quite a lot. A hefty sum of gold. How much was it again, Adam? 200 and...
I mean, the reason that Yotozo had to pay is because they came in with these two big hot dudes, and you just came in by yourself, and it's like, you're not making the club look any cooler just being in here alone. You got to pay the cover, man. But they get in for free. I can't remember. It was it was like a lot. Not like an insane amount, but like a lot.
Yeah, because I remember I had 400 and something, and now I have 300 and something. Okay. I'm over 100 pieces of gold. Well, how much did they make you pay? I'm sure it was more because there was more of you.
Can I make an insight check to see if this will just crush him if I...
Oh, man. This is like the best use of an insight check. Is what I'm about to say going to hurt your feelings? Yeah. Man, more people need to use insight checks in real life for this shit. Like, you know what? I'm going to lie to you to protect your feelings. Yeah, I mean, do it. Do it. Go ahead and make an insight check. How oh boy, okay, nope. You either don't know or don't care.
Okay. I look at him, and you can see me kind of think about it, but I just, we paid nothing. I assume they wanted us to work for our stay, but we have not been approached about that yet. If you need the money, I can hand you it back, or go get it back.
No, it's just a signpost for the times that have changed. My people, my race, is fallen out of favor. It appears. When guards saw me, and immediately I was shunned and different than it was before when I was here last. But it's been a long time, and my father has been, I'm assuming, referred to in a very disparaging manner. So he is not doesn't seem like he's a conspirator, more of a servant, it seems. I got that impression.
Well, you still wish to speak to him, correct?
Yes.
Very well. Let's see if Ramos wakes, and then we can go see about your father. If you want us to be there with you, that is.
Yes, I would prefer not to do this alone.
Very
Absolutely.
Well. And I kind of like open up the tent. Berg, Yota is back with us and sober, so yeah.
Sober.
Not drunk.
I know what sober means. I'm just surprised.
It was the same sort of thing that happened to Ramos. The mirror that I have, it shook me. Seemed to have a different effect on Ramos, but it definitely is still with me. And I think Berg can see like my hand shaking as well. Like it's pretty obvious.
Welcome back.
Thank you. What is going on with Ramos? Are you going to? What did you say, Maharib? Was going to happen?
We're to play a song of some sort with this incense burning. I don't know.
Man said music might help. Don't know. Haven't played in a while.
You play?
A little.
I'm excited to hear it.
It may be bad, I don't know. Been a while.
If it's anything like learning a new skill, it's if you do it from the heart, you can't fail.
I will try anyways. Anything to help.
Berg like grabs, like roots around like in his bag, like grabs his loot that he hasn't. It's probably a little messed up, dirty.
I just plop down, cross-legged on the ground.
Talk to me about this lute, because a lute is a human instrument, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's small, it's relatively delicate. You got these big fucking orc hands. You know, orcs have different instruments. Why? How do you know how to play the lute? Who taught you, and for what purpose?
I think he was taught way a long time ago by his kind of mentor as a mercenary. When it was there was no time going on, you know, like they weren't on a job, they weren't, you know, going. He realized that Berg was very restless and anxious to, you know, kill, because I mean his rage, especially back then, was just pure and raw. Like, so in order to keep him occupied and settle his kind of soul and mood and stuff, was he noticed that Berg liked to listen to, you know, people that played the lute, and that seemed to have some sort of impact on him for whatever reason. So he's like, he offered him to play and bought him his first lute as something to do, a hobby, once he realized that Berg had no hobbies outside of just killing and being on the job.
Right, like you can't just do this one thing. It will fuck you up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you learn how to like kind of play it despite it not being sort of suitable to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and his play style is a
okay.
little awkward, that because his hands are so big and the strings are so tiny, where it becomes less of him like plucking them each one. It's kind of like he kind of smacks them a little bit. Like
You're doing
he tries to, like,
bass
you know,
style play.
Yeah, exactly. Because going in and going like ding, 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 ding with delicate fingers is not really an option for him. So he kind of just creates a melody based on like sort of organized slapping of the strings.
Yeah. So I'm looking at like, so it's not a lute in the medieval sense, because it's a lute is a European instrument.
Right,
You'd be playing
exactly.
something more like a pipa, which is like a Chinese lute. And what's awesome is that the traditional songs you would play on one of these instruments in real life have cool names like Big Waves Crashing on Sand or The Warlord Takes Off His Armor. That's pretty fucking cool.
That makes sense. That's perfect.
Right? Yeah. Zhao Jun, Outside the Frontier. So like the song you're gonna play to kind of like draw Ramos back from the void. What is, you know, obviously you don't have to tell me like the lyrics or whatever, but what is the song that you play?
Yeah, the song that he played is one that he wrote himself, like, and just kind of made up after a while, and he calls it Berg Destroys His Enemies.
Yes. Awesome. So you're a composer, not just a player of songs.
Yeah, it's not any song he would know. It's just his own song.
There's a style of playing this instrument called the martial style, and it's like you would learn it it's a warrior style of playing this lute. And one of the most famous Wu style songs is Ambush from 10 Sides. So a song called Berg Destroys His Enemies would fit in just fucking perfect. Cool. So it's like you're playing it to remind Berg remind Ramos that Berg is still here, to like call him back to you. It's a song that he would associate with you. Have you played this song like in Ramos's company before?
Yeah, he's probably heard it before.
Yeah.
Cool. Specifically to why Berg would be playing it, just so that way it can maybe draw him out of whatever, you know.
Nice. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, let's if he's heard it before, and this is like a song that you've played, and it's like you composed it yourself. I think go make that performance roll. But do it with advantage.
Okay.
And I think the DC to like shake Ramos out of his funk early. Let's say like DC 13.
Okay. Performance with advantage.
So Ramos, somewhere in your like deep slumber, somewhere in this like deep like void in which your consciousness has been evaporated in an effort to withdraw from whatever horrible thing that it saw, like a burnt hand touching a stove, you hear the most fucking annoying shit you have ever heard. Like you just hear this like awful, just terrible fucking lute playing, and it's just like just grating on you, and it will not stop, and it's like echoing off the inside of your mind, and it's just making you so angry.
Don't do it, Max. Don't get that hurdy-gurdy, you son of a bitch. He's gonna go get it.
Yeah, and it's just like you can just feel it like grinding on you. And it like it calls you. You have to do something about it. Like you can't ignore it. It's like being awoken from your slumber by a mosquito buzzing around in your room. And so I think you wake up, but like you are just like confused and angry, and like you don't know where you are. You're all fucked up drunk on rage and void sleep. What do you do? What do we see?
I guess this jerk out of bed. I'm just like trying to find the source of the noise. It just needed to stop. It's just raining on my soul.
So you like just like lurch up out of bed, and you're like you're laying on a pallet on the floor, and everything's blurry, and there's just this big noisy shape in front of you, and it's just like dripping with this horrible sound. Yeah, it's like coming from this blur in front of you.
Just like when you're sleeping and the alarm clock, I just start hitting the thing that's making the noise.
Yeah.
So
make a. Yeah, he wakes up and he throws himself at you, like punching and slapping you.
He like smacks it away.
Just attacks you. Ramos, make an athletics check. And Berg, do you fight back, or do you just let him shove you over, or he's flipping out?
Yeah, I would let him. He's woken up. That's the job.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So he throws himself at you and knocks you over, and just starts like slapping you and punching your face. Let me see. What's Ramos' strength bonus? Okay, so you're gonna take.
What a fucking.
Oh yeah, he's just on you, just wailing on you. Okay, make an athletics check, Berg.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hit him back. I'm just trying to.
Sure, you're just trying to keep yourself from getting slapped around. He overpowers you.
Six.
So you get knocked on the floor, and Ramos is just on top of you, slapping you. You're gonna take 1 damage from Ramos assailing your face with slaps. And then Ramos, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
13.
Okay. All right. You feel the rage now that you've like overpowered your enemy. The sound stops, and like you're taking in big gulps of hot jungle air, and your head starts to like throb, and that's when you realize that you're not in your armor, you're like in your bed clothes, and you've just knocked Berg on his ass, and you're sitting on top of him, just fucking punching him, and then you realize like what's going on, and you're kind of sweaty and like dizzy. You don't feel good. Who else is here? Are Maharib and Yotazo both like just standing in the room?
I think everyone's there. Yeah.
I mean, the room. You're in a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to like say. Like this all happens so super quick. It's like
it happens really fast.
There's no chance to like jump in or whatever. So
yeah,
it's just like I see all this shit happen. And I'm just kind of like blown away. Like what in the fuck is going on? I'm still wincing from the terrible noise that Bird just made. But
yeah, it was less annoying It was less annoying to everybody else, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
deep in the slumber. Like it was passable. It's not like he's not like terrible at it. He just didn't roll well enough to like, awaken Ramos. It was fine to everybody else, but something about it just fucking drove Ramos crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as soon as I can
play that again. You can't play that thing ever again. Do you hear me?
So what do you do, Berg? You're like on your back, like on the dirt.
Yeah, Berg is like,
Ramos. I thought it would help wake you up, and it did.
Where am I?
I think you look around, you see I'm like sitting there, arms crossed. I don't know what is Yoda doing right now.
I hop to my feet
so
and go over to them.
Okay.
So Ramos, because you were like shocked out of your weird slumber, you got like hibernation sickness or whatever. So you have disadvantage for like any skill checks or like ability checks that you make until you get a chance to kind of clear your head. Don't operate any heavy machinery or anything.
Yeah. So I'm like standing over up top with my arms crossed. We were told to play it by a priest. Apparently it worked. And that incense over there also. You see like the little silver canister next to you that Adam described last episode.
Yeah. The room smells like strongly of some kind of like some kind of incense, some like thick medicinal kind of smelling incense.
I walk over to Ramos. I need to apologize. This is all my doing. The mirror, I've used it a handful of times, and it's never had that kind of effect. I'm sorry, but you're here now. You're back. Mostly, I kind of look in his eyes. Are they just like kind of glassy and like?
Yeah, kind of glassy. So like looking around real quick.
Okay. Well, you're here now, and you're alive. I'm assuming. So,
What have the strength?
Berg like gets up.
Yes. How do you feel?
I feel like I've been sleeping a long time, but I didn't get any rest. Just feel drained.
Familiar feeling then. You kind of see Maharib smile.
Yeah.
I give you the death eyes without saying anything.
Yep. Still a cell. See, yeah, still Ramos inside. That's for sure.
What?
Where are we, though? We were in the woods, and now I'm here. I don't know where we are.
We'll deal with that in a second. You'll walk outside and understand, I'm sure. But Yolta, what were you going to say?
Well, I wanted to know what you saw, if you can remember, because I looked in after you. And whatever I saw was, I don't know, too terrible to remember. But it did leave a mark inside of me.
I would like to try to remember back and see if I have even a flash of anything I saw just when I looked in the mirror. Just try to remember anything.
Yeah. Make a wisdom save.
Oh,
25.
24?
Yeah.
It's got disadvantage. Yeah, 24.
That's pretty good. I think you remember looking into the mirror and like seeing your own reflection, but being confronted with like it was just your face in the mirror, like you just saw yourself. But that feeling of like it was almost like aphasia, like you saw it and you didn't recognize it as your own face, and that like something happened right in your brain that was like you saw yourself, but it was not you, and then your brain just like a light switch.
Yeah. As soon as I gazed upon myself, someone else was looking back, and I don't remember anything else. I just remember a brief moment of terror and just nothing, blackness, emptiness, void. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar to me, Adam? Like, does it jog anything for me?
I mean, make a religion check if you want to.
No, I mean like not like knowledge of stuff, of the feeling I got when I looked. Like, does it strike anything, any similarities?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No, not for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I will make that religion check if you want me to.
Yeah, do it. Yeah,
Okay.
might as well. Yeah, I
Good
mean,
idea, Adam. I'm glad I thought of it.
Ramos, you can make one too, or you can whatever. Like, okay, yeah, you did not great. Yeah, I mean, the word void doesn't just mean emptiness. Like, it refers to a spiritual concept in the religion of the world in which you live. Void is the 5 unlucky days of the year. Void is the bad luck part of the calendar. And it means like inauspicious things and just like bad times. But there's only 5 days in the year that are part of the like void cycle, and then it's over and you get the whole rest of the year to like be fine. So yeah, I feel like probably that connection was there for you. Ramos, you felt that same sense of like spiritual emptiness, spiritual outsidedness. Yeah, that's the thing that you felt. But nothing more specific than that. There's no like it's the void is not a place. Right.
Yeah, I felt empty, overcome with the void. As odd as that sounds.
Never in the handful of times that I've used that mirror, it's never done anything like that. It's a parlor trick. It is magical, but it's you pass it around to see if you were a handmaiden or a farmer or something like that. It's never ever shown anybody anything of this nature.
Wait, did you say it shows you your past life?
Yeah, in a manner of speaking, yes. Well, exactly that, yes.
Then it was never designed for me. Things are tricky inside me right now. I don't know what's happening.
Yes, you've gone through the short time that we've traveled together and seen you go through very drastic changes.
Well, this does tell me that if there's any other devices or tests involving the soul, I should probably stay clear of it. It could have unknown consequences.
Could it be possible the soul you have now is, or the soul you have now, could it be possible that your soul is somehow brand new? That would explain,
well,
not being able to see anything beyond or anything before it. You feel the void means nothingness.
That's the thing. There shouldn't be any new souls. They should all achieve enlightenment.
That's right. Less and less souls every generation if things are going according to heaven's plan.
It's whatever they did to me in that potion. Something is there to keep me alive but I don't know what it is. I don't think the mirror knew either.
Well, perhaps you could ask them yourself. I open up the tent. I would assume there's some landmark you can see where exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
are.
even though it's like mosquitoes and darkness and stuff, there's probably still enough kind of fading light and torches and stuff around that as the door, as you pull the thing open, you recognize Ramos, a sight you have not seen in many, many years. This. I mean, you. What if you are indeed a new entity? You've never been here before, but it looks familiar to you. It feels like the place that you knew you once were. You've been returned to the Monastery of the Sun. You see again its elegant gold-capped spires. You see, albeit in a different state than they were the last time you were here, its mighty reflecting ponds now choked with growth and insects. And this place is full, but not with monks or priests. Sorry, I was gonna sneeze. But instead, with what look like soldiers and workers. Even here at night, you can hear the sounds of, the songs of laborers lifting bricks and repairing the wall. So you see this place familiar, but all at once odd, strange.
I stand
Both
shoulder
you
to
and
shoulder
it are
with Ramos as we look out. And I just without looking at him, I just say, "Welcome back home."
I think
whatever
the most
it's worth.
jarring thing to me is that I don't hear every single night as the sun would set, all the priests would gather and praise the sun's departure from the sky with this ominous chant, to send the sun away and to come back another day.
Right. It's this weird prayer where it isn't just like, hooray, the sun is great. Goodbye, the sun. It's like, please come back. Please don't bury us in darkness forever. Like, we love you. We love you so much. Why must you go away from us? Please, sun, we will be waiting in the darkness until you return. Yeah, totally. I love that idea of kind of like, if we don't pray hard enough, the sun will go away and we will all freeze and die in the darkness.
Yeah, so that silence is replaced with people just moving and soldiers just gives me a weird feeling of like this isn't right. It doesn't feel like this place.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Cool. Who are all these people here?
Well, as far as I've been told by one of the local farmers here, this place is now being run by someone that calls himself the Black King, or they call him the Black King, or the King of the Riverlands, or the Lord of the Black River, or some such thing. Were you around when Gravedirt, when we were talking? Yeah, you were up and around. Yeah. And the Lieutenant Gravedirt is the one who cracks the whip, so to speak, and gets things done, I'd imagine. But they are fighting a war against heaven, or trying to.
It would make sense. This is the seat of power here. The Temple of the Sun is the biggest bastion for a long ways away. This is a very strategic point to hold.
Adam, what was the statue that they toppled? Was a statue of what again?
Just some significant bodhisattva of the sun. But yeah, you weren't there.
Yoda wasn't there for that, so.
No, I wasn't there for that, but I would have walked by and seen the rubble.
No, it's inside. You haven't been in there.
Oh, yet. Okay, never mind that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's inside the Hall of Worship, which you haven't like y'all have just kind of been outside in the statuary garden and like the edge of the hall. So there's like all this other stuff that you haven't visited, and that was in the hall itself.
I honestly, like, in my head, I pictured it like
Sure.
being like the welcoming statue, or
No. No, this is a statue inside. Yeah.
Okay, cool. They're transformed the monastery of the sun into their barracks for their army, and I have no idea what their next move is, but then a lot of the people, the locals, seem to take their side and want to be part of it. They turn their backs on destiny and fate, and want to decide their own lives without the metal of heaven.
Ah, it's so clever. That's what the poor want, is freedom from their destiny. They were dealt a bad hand. They're being offered a much better one. So smart.
They're happy, though. Regardless of if they're being misled, they're still happy.
Oh, I'm not denying that. Just, we don't know what they want them for.
Perhaps we should find that out. Yota has a meeting with his father that he's asked us to accompany him on. I would assume Gravedirt would want to see you as well, Ramos. Perhaps tomorrow.
Yes. I must get her permission to see my father, who, it seems, is not a member of this army or whatever. Is more of a prisoner. Was given an honorific that was given in jest. So, not sure what has become of him, but my people are not the stature that they used to be. I was robbed at the door, so to speak, by the guards. They made me pay to get in here, and they did not make them. So my being with you might be a detriment now than a boon.
Well, you must understand. These people don't believe in the way heaven used to do things. They sometimes starve in the streets while you were given food for free. Food you didn't even need. You just wanted it, you got it. Because you were a mighty Gaja. Now they get to mock you, and they get to get things that they want.
I suppose the turnaround is fair play in this case. What you say is very true. Had a very nice life, full belly, every night. I can understand how that would make someone. Anyway, I wanted to ask you, Mr. Krill, Sir Krill, Master Krill.
You're off to a good start.
The key that you threw away that I retrieved. I wanted to see if it was a genuine article or a fake. But I need a door for a key.
Oh, you want to know where the door is?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I made a note of it the night of. But I would never forget the sign I saw on the wall. I don't even need the note. I could pinpoint you the location. It's in the Shulin Valley, though. It's not quite around here.
Do I know where that is? Having, lived here?
Yeah, it's like north of here. It's on the border between the Court of Swords and the Court of Coins. It's like a highly disputed area. It's also like kind of on fire right now, but you don't know that.
Right.
Some stuff has happened there recently. It's undergoing some slight ecological trauma. But yeah, that is a door. Though there
I
are
thought
certainly
it was fucking here.
yeah, there are certainly rumors. There are certainly rumors that that there are other doors as well. And I think the reason you thought it was here is because we had talked about like way ages ago that like you had heard or you knew like there was a rumor about one being here in this temple, but it was you, and I think you thought that the one that Ramos, like it's two. We're talking about two different doors now, but yes, yeah.
I didn't know that Heaven had so many fucking doors. I guess that, I mean, it makes sense.
I mean,
but...
the thing is, like, remember, this is a much more like physical, like the gods. Some gods can like move around by magic, and yes, the gods can like get on their little fucking cloud cars and fly down here. But it's much easier if they can just open a door and walk out to where they need to go, right? And if you invite a rare mortal to heaven, they need a way to get there. So like, you know, yeah, of course there's doors.
So I remember where like the Shulin Valley, how many days if I was on a horse or a carriage or whatever, how many days would it take?
If you are in Los Angeles now, the Shulin Valley is like in Oregon.
Fucking fuck. Okay.
It's like Portland from where you are.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
And you see
that
like
one's not
I
that
don't
one's
say
not
that out
gonna
loud,
be
but yeah.
yeah.
You see my face kind of drop.
Well, don't give up hope. We could try the one you said was here. Maybe it opens all the doors.
That's a fair point. I thought the one that you knew of was the one that I knew of, and never bothered to ask you about it.
Well, they are
just now.
probably magical doors. They could all be the same door, just in all the different places at once.
Funny thought went through my head. I'd like to see you explain that to Berg sometime. Be a
I have to start explaining what a door is.
Berg is like literally standing right there. He's standing right there, you asshole.
He's just staring at you guys, like at you both. Very like,
you
fuck you guys.
I think that comment is said, and like I've been waiting to jump in. But I just like a Berg. Let's go find some noodles. I like walk outside the tent.
Berg stares at you in the same way. Like,
fine. I'll use the door. Fucking assholes.
Yep, that's fair. This fair response is a good one. Yep.
Okay, to be completely honest, like I did not picture Berg being next to us, but that's totally fine.
That's a tent.
Totally
They're all it's not like the tent is big,
have
man.
doors.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Not in the true
I
sense
honestly
of
like
being, made of wood.
So Berg, we stay with you, right? So you go outside, you open the flap, and you step outside, and it's like
The door
proper
flap.
dark now. You can hear the buzzing of the insects. You may swat some away from you. And yeah, in the distance, you can hear the kind of clattering sounds of metal tools on stone. You can hear a group of people singing like a laborer song to keep them, moving together. And when you step out, standing maybe like, I don't know, 20 feet, like just in the dark with no lights or anything, there is a person. They're like 3.5, maybe 4 feet tall. Yeah, let's say like 3.5 feet. Not 3.5 feet tall. Kind of small. They're standing close enough that you can see them with your dark vision. They're wearing like a perfect, like white, sort of noble child's like outfit. Like they look like the kid of like a rich person. They have this kind of pale, like slightly brown skin of like the upper classes. We talked about this, like the way that the people in the Court of Swords kind of like look down on people the darker their skin is because it means they're outside in the fields a lot. So this person is very untanned and kind of pale. And yeah, they're just like staring at your tent with these kind of like big glossy brown eyes. And yeah, they just are standing there looking at you.
Only Berg sees this, or we both do? He just sees it. With
Yeah, I mean,
more
Berg
detail.
comes out first, right?
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and so he sees that.
Berg for a moment just stares back, meets their gaze, see if there's any change or if they have any effect of the fact that they notice they're being watched back.
I think when you come out, they bow to you.
Or does
Not
one
like
of these,
deeply, but just like a polite bow.
Oh, okay. You say bow.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, just like a bow of greeting. But again, this you're from the court, so you know this. It's not accompanied by so like if somebody really like respects you, they'll like put their hands together and bow, or they'll put their hands over their head and bow like really deeply, or they'll get down on their knees and do that, and that's the biggest, like deepest one. But this is just like a bit of a bend at the waist, a slight head nod. This is not a like deeply respectful. This is like, I acknowledge that you exist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then I give him the same thing back, or just gives him like the.
Yeah.
The old high school pass by.
Yeah. It's a little bit more than an up nod, but yeah, bow slightly, and yeah, and I think just kind of like watches you, doesn't move.
Does Maharib come out? Like Maharib's right
Yeah,
next to me.
and then Maharib, you come up behind, and Berg hasn't moved forward. Like Berg stops, so you don't bump into him.
Yeah. That's probably what it was like. You move?
Yeah, I bump. Berg, do you know this person?
I don't think so. They seem like they've been standing there for a while. Watching.
Yeah, and to be clear, it's not just like a short adult. Like it's clear that it's a kid. Now that you've gotten like a good look at them. Yeah, it's just like a little kid.
I'll like hunker down. May we help you?
I heard the music. I had wondered if there was going to be more. But then I only heard speaking.
Berg, will there be more?
Berg like looks at you like.
There can be. I wasn't planning on playing more.
So it was you.
Yes.
Don't mind my dog.
There are beasts about.
Sorry.
Drums.
My mic.
Cool. Nomi's dog runs by. So the kid says, I did not recognize that song you played. Where did you learn it?
I made it.
What is it about?
About overcoming enemies, breaking through hard times, destroying those who oppose. That sort of thing.
You and your friends are warriors?
Yeah. Doing there.
I see. The doctor believed you both to be orcs, but I see now that he was incorrect. I do not know what you are. And the kid looks at you, Maharib.
The doctor told you about us? I was under the impression that was going to be kept quiet.
There is nothing in this camp that my mother does not know. And what my mother knows, so do I. She spoke of you to me.
I suppose this begs the question, your mother is?
He just raises an eyebrow like, really?
You must forgive us. We are new to this place.
I can see that. You have not shown me the proper reverence. I'm willing to forgive you. I am beneficent.
Berg like squints eyes at him. Proper reverence. I don't give a shit who you are.
And he says, I am called Sen. I am my mother's son. She is in charge here by order of the King of Black Rivers.
So that would make your mother this grave woman we are told about.
He smirks slightly and nods. Something like that.
Well, perhaps. Well, go ahead, Bert.
Not a lot of music in here, then.
No. Most of the music performed in the monastery prior to our arrival was religious in nature. We have seen to it that those voices were silenced. Now, only the sounds of work and the singing of the workers. And their voices, I do not like them. I thought to come and investigate. You should play again. For me, now.
How about you tell your mother that we would like an audience with her and Berg will play then?
I am not my mother's messenger. And I do not run errands for you.
Smart kid.
Was this a request or demand?
All men are free to do as they please. But for every action, as we are taught, there are consequences.
Fine. This song is called Be Careful, Little One.
And then Berg just starts playing whatever the hell comes to his brain.
You're just gonna like fucking improvise some jazz solo.
It's less, it's less more like random. It's more just like he's ad-libbing to a like old song, like an old nursery rhyme.
Yeah, you're freestyling it.
Like, yeah.
Busting out some lyrics.
I see him just like pulling out the lute and doing that like campfire thing, like trying like starting Stairway. Ding, ding, ding. Wait. Ding, 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 ding. Wait, I got it.
All right, make a performance check. What is your intent here? What do you want? Do you want to be like, I'm playing for you, but like also fuck you, kid?
I mean, the intent, obviously, the song title. It's not a real song title.
Okay. Yeah. I like it too. Like, yeah. You probably know some songs about like, because you use songs to teach kids to like not get in danger.
It's a spin off of a nursery rhyme that is similar to that. It's not exactly called "Be Careful, Little One," but it can.
Yeah. No, I think that's
translated that way.
Okay. Yeah. Make that.
Here we go. We're gonna sound like shit. Woo. Yep.
Okay. 6 is not great. So he doesn't respond.
Because fuck you, kid. I don't give a shit about you.
You're like, I was trying to play bad, so fuck you.
My heart wasn't in it.
Yeah, so you just kind of like finish the song, and he scowls and gives you a look like you did that on purpose. You're not even trying, but you kind of tried.
He doesn't know that.
Yeah. And he scowls and he says, I hope you fight better than you play. He kind of leans past
Is there
you.
to be fighting?
You're inside.
Yeah, so you come out.
Oh, okay.
Yota? Is that you hear the talking and you want to come outside?
I heard the music and I came outside.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you come out. Yeah. You see this kid. And the kid smiles and just kind of presses his hands together when he sees you, Yota, and he says, oh my. You look just like your father. Well, a bit different. But I would have recognized the son of Abbot Rama anywhere. Welcome. And he gives you like a deeper bow than he gave Berg.
I return the bow, as I'm sure I know how, like, what to do, like how to do the bow or whatever.
Yeah.
My father, you say? I've only heard rumors so far about the abbot, as you call him. Tell me, if you will, is my father well, alive, and whole?
You ask a more complicated question than you think. The Abbot Rama rests in the benefactor's manor, channeling sacred energies for future prosperity, performing a great duty to our cause.
So you put his talents to work, then? I'm assuming.
I have done nothing. The Abbot Rama requested permission to undertake this task.
Well, I would very much enjoy time to see him, if that is something that someone can arrange. I was told to speak to Gravedirt about that. Are you associated with her? Because I missed the first part.
Yeah. The exalted woman of whom you speak is my mother.
Oh, well then. You might not be the proper person to ask then. If I could request to be pointed in the right direction, proper channels and such, I know their protocols. Not protocols. I know their ways of doing things in army and military and that kind of thing.
A chain of command. You'll find that things are somewhat different here. My mother will call for you when she is ready. I count among you 3. There are meant to be 4. Is the Ramos Krill within?
Yes, he is. Right in there.
Does it wake?
Yes, he is awake.
My mother will be pleased to hear this.
Why is that? And have they met? Are they acquainted?
Lives are very long, and before them, lives stretch out to eternity. Perhaps they are an acquaintance, but just do not know it yet. They have not met in person before.
You speak like a master that I had once. Very lots of different meanings behind words that I understand. And not meant as an insult. It's very intriguing.
The King of Black Rivers blessed my mother when she was pregnant with me. I have always been special. But it is late, and I have to go to bed. And he bows again. He says, "Good night, gentlemen," and turns and, like, walks off.
Well, that was creepy.
Yeah, right. And maybe that's our, like, act closing line. Well, that was creepy, and then we fade to break.
Weird ass little child.
I'm all right with that. All right, let's take a break. Still got 2 hours left to go here on episode 103 of Court of Swords. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more right after this. We'll see you then.